very good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight, coming live to you from the Now Avenue at exactly 2 minutes past 8 p.m. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. We'll take a look at what has been making the news today. Tonight, MPs call for an additional 60 billion to repair and upgrade thermal power plant. KCC acquires 230 acres of land in Buyala for modern landfill. Still to come, IGAD donates 14.4 billion to support Ministry of Health's response to Mpox and Ebola. And later on, Dr. Kizza Besigye appears in court on violence incitation charges while legal team seeks for his release. Welcome back. Now, UBC News Tonight is coming to you live with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. Today, President Yoweri Museveni has challenged the leaders of Kigezi sub-region to rally masses behind wealth creation programs. This was during his second day of PDM and wealth creation assessment of the region, where he decried land fragmentation as a catalyst for poverty in Uganda and beyond. This, he said, shortly after receiving a memorandum from Kigezi presented by Rujumbura County Member of Parliament Jim Katugugu Muhwezi, in which leaders sought, among other things, government support to tea farmers.
This is how yellow Rukungiri town was painted on Thursday. Leaders of Kigezi sub-region prepared to receive President Yoweri Museveni for his routine parish development model and wealth creation assessment tours.
We must insist that there is quality service delivery. We must have cohesion to work together. The successful of a chain is its softness and all the teeth working together.
One sector after another, each presented their progress from agriculture, works, education and health, among others.
We have solved, I can now say nationally, that we have solved the problem of availability of FMD vaccines.
So to me, I feel this is worthwhile and I cherish it.
National coordinators of Emyoga and parish development model also presented statuses of their progress.
I've just written a circular just before I came to Kigezi, and you'll be receiving it, guidelines that streamline the selection process and how money will reach the beneficiary's account.
Because it cannot serve you at a go. So we want some people to take it, utilize it, pay back that money to the circle, so that the circle leadership can sit and see which people can take it for the second or third time.
By the look of things, I see the area is highly endowed with a lot of natural resources, and the PDM is just augmenting the already base which has been set in the area.
By the time the president came, all was set for his reception, with presentation of a summary of activities.
Your Excellency, the members here had an interactive session. I want to thank them. But what is very, very key for you to note, even when it's going to be emphasized in their memo, is the issue of compensation of the tea farmers, and they said it very vividly.
This was followed by a memorandum of understanding presented by Security Minister Jim Muhwezi on behalf of Kigezi leaders.
The proportion of households in the money economy has increased from 51.5% in 2019 to 67.2% in 2024. Due to the good wealth creation program of the NRM government, the proportion of households in the subsistence economy of Kigezi sub-region has reduced from 48.5% in 2019 to 32.9%.
At this point, it was just ripe that the president spoke to the leaders, hence the extension of invitation from the vice president.
Uganda is now in lower middle income status, moving towards upper middle income status and beyond. Let's clap for His Excellency the President.
For the president, his was nothing less than a message of wealth creation and poverty eradication.
Niza kuombeka factory y'ebyoma rubanda aboka hariyo butari rero kushanga mu factory nakoramo abantu 10 mu factory abo batunga umushahara abandi bayinot hotel
President Museveni's wealth creation gospel continues across all regions with the idea of making poverty a thing of the past in Uganda. Henry Okrut, UBC.
President Yoweri Museveni has again emphasized the importance of supporting free education in all government-aided schools at both the primary and secondary levels across Uganda. The president concluded his 3-day wealth creation tour of the greater Kigezi region with a public rally at Rushebeya Playground, Ruchiga district.
Hundreds of supporters of NRM party have gathered in different parts of Kanungu district to welcome the president as he entered the second day of wealth creation tour. Kanungu district headquarters playgrounds were filled to capacity as Banyachigezi waited for the president. Accompanied by the First Lady, Gent Kataha Museveni, the president was received amidst excitement.
Your Excellency, nitukusima kuleba ngu okwikumi nibire kumi na munana ukija watutongoza kandi watu ofisi yitu omuli Chihi.
Niyenda kubashima mwena no kukyala munonga abatembuire nyekundire okurwana hari NRM ubo bantu abamwe bandi benda kugitangura.
Niyenda kusima okwechereza okweja kutongoza abanyekundire abwa Kanungu abwa constituency zone ibiri ya Chinchizi West na Chinchizi East.
Here the president commissioned Kanungu District NRM Nyekundere Development Association with a pledge of shillings 500 million.
My staff, please remind me so that when I go back, I ensure that 500 million shillings is put in the fund of our people here.
This journey, which started in 2016, although it was commissioned by the NRM party chairman in 2018, is
We're so sorry about the mix-up in the stories, but the president has again emphasized the importance of supporting free education in all government-aided schools as you watch. Now, Prime Minister Robina Nabanja has assured investors in UAE intending to do business in Uganda or for government support. This was during an engagement with several investors and stakeholders in Dubai at the sidelines of the World Government Summit, where she also met the Prince of Malaysia.
Prime Minister Robina Nabanja has made several investment engagements with a number of investors in United Arab Emirates in a meeting that was graced by Uganda's ambassador to UAE, Zake Kibedi, and technical officers from Uganda. While addressing the investors, Premier Nabanja assured them of peace and security in Uganda and a tax-conducive environment for investments.
Worldwide, there is no investor who can be attracted to an economy to make losses. And so, I know you do not want to make losses. So we shall support you having put all your support and money and investment in our country.
The meeting took place at Al Habtoor Palace Hotel in Dubai, where the Premier met Oracle Digital World dealers in digitizing of services, Al Sahara Group of Companies, and MS Esa Gurair. She also engaged with the DPO World, who also showed interest in establishing a cargo handling facility in Uganda, and the Prince of Malaysia, among others.
We had a lovely chat earlier around how quickly technology is advancing and how fast things are moving. And we would really like an opportunity to see if we cannot support you in adopting some of these technologies. It's going very, very fast.
Try and build better relations between not just Pahang, but Malaysia and Uganda, especially because Omar is Ugandan, and also we are looking at bringing a GovTech company along with some other potential.
Several investors expressed their readiness to start business in Uganda, but also asked for clear process of documentation. Nabanja assured the investors that Uganda has put in place several policies aimed at supporting investment in the country.
Today, because of our major investment over here, we want to move forward in other areas. So my board has asked us that when we were exporting from UAE to Uganda, there was this initiative which was BOO. So we said, okay, here we are going to put our plant over there and we will start manufacturing. This is what we want to be part of the family. So we went over there, we put, as I told you, first plant, now we've put a capital investment over there. The issue which we are facing as of today is the duties, the local duties, which we were paying before also, and they're still being paid. We have to pay them.
Uganda's ambassador to United Arab Emirates, Zake Chibedi, is optimistic that this engagement will attract more potential investors.
For us to put in place an effective team to receive them and ensure that we fast track their establishments in Uganda.
Prime Minister Robin Anabanja also visited one of the smart police stations in Dubai with the ability to understand at least 6 languages. The police station is automated to register cases and forward them to the central police station.
This station have no jurisdiction at all, so if I have any case that happened within Dubai, I can come to this smart police station.
Premier Nabanja was in company of the Minister for Public Service, Muruli Mukasa, the Minister for Gender Duties in the Office of the Prime Minister, Kasule Lumumba, State Minister for Environment, Beatrice Anywar, Uganda's Ambassador to United Arab Emirates, Zake Chibedi, permanent secretaries and other technical officials from the government of Uganda. The Premier is attending the World Government Summit 2025, aimed at exploring measures on how governments can work together to benefit in trade, environment, health, and was held under the theme Shaping Future Governments.
Uganda People's Defence Forces officers and Mukono district leaders have witnessed the unveiling of Wazalendo Investments Limited Board Unit, Equipment and Real Estate Investment. Now, the Chief Executive, Wazalendo Savings and Credit Cooperative Society, Brigadier General Joseph Freddy Onata, represented the Chief of Joint Staff, Major General Jack Bakasumba. What the heck is it?
Uganda People's Defence Forces Wazalendo Investment Limited has unveiled a road unit it wants to use to enhance a testament to the UPDF's commitment to support national development and improve the lives of the forces.
This equipment is commissioned for work. Let it do the real work that it was brought for.
The initiative is expected to increase revenue and support the members of Wazalendo Circle, which is an institutional circle for the Uganda People's Defence Forces.
Part of the UPDF, we have always wanted to help our members to improve their welfare. We have the Wazalendo Circle, and within the Wazalendo Circle we have the investment arm, which is Wazalendo Investments Limited. Then we also have the army shop, which is doing their element of construction, giving raw materials, construction materials to the members of the force, and also supporting women with household items. So we have those 3 projects now, which we think are going to make a big impact in the lives of the members.
Wazalendo Investment Limited is an arm of Wazalendo Circle. It acquired an estate in Namaiba village in Mukono district, targeting to sell land to its members at unaffordable prices.
As an estate, it will enable members to acquire cheap plots which are genuine, without any problem, without any encumbrances, but also the road equipment will enable on behalf of Wazalendo to conduct business of construction of both roads and other housing units.
The Chief Executive Officer of Wazalendo Sacco, Brigadier General Joseph Onata, said the road unit and the estates is another milestone in the UPDF quest to improve the welfare of the forces.
The equipment you are seeing behind me, which is a road unit to support our estates, but also to make some money for the Sacco. This one tells you that Wazalendo Sacco is not there to serve only its members through the business arm. We are now able to extend services to the rest of the members of the society, which is a good thing.
The establishment of Wazalendo Investment Limited was aimed at promoting proper utilization of loans by enabling members to invest in real estate business and acquire affordable and well-planned plots.
Other projects, estates in Matuga, we have one in Bulamon, Mitiana Road. Now this is our third estate, which has been opened up today, launched today, plus our road equipment, which is really a big milestone.
The UPDF leadership has promised to work with the local community and provide water source in addition to the viable water system. Haruna Mutesasira, UBC News.
President Yoweri Museveni has emphasized the importance of supporting free education in all government-aided schools at both the primary and secondary level across Uganda. The president concluded his three-day wealth creation tour of the Greater Kigezi region with a public rally at Rushebeya Playground, Ruchiga District.
Rushebeya Playgrounds in Rushebeya Sub-County, Ruchiga District has hosted Kigezi Regional Wealth Creation Public Rally. This has been convened by the President of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, as he entered the third day of the area wealth creation visit. To accompany the President in Ruchiga District were a team of members of the Cabinet, Legislature and NRM High Command.
Buri mushinja iniraka konkavori muniki kandi kora heze kora kasente kawe utakataro mumarwa ukasibeha ahandi ahitwa itirizingi
bazo tubetulero kongere mu rukiko rw'abebembezi bona abakigezi tushaziremo mutahariho n'ejo ni Yoweri Museveni kandi tukhereze ekyandiko ekirimu ebyetengo byaitu bya Kigezi
konganya mukureba kwanje ekyo turi kubanza nakyo okongeraho obusingi haba hariho obusingi omunsi ekindi ekikuru munonga n'entaasa y'amaka.
Museveni re-echoed his message that development is not in any way associated to wealth.
Enguuto, amarwariro, amashomero, ebyo n'entunguuka. Konka obugaiga n'obworo n'ebyawe omu nju yawe. Ate obworo obwatsigayo omu kasheshe.
He therefore emphasized the need to double the effort and mindset change towards wealth creation among the Banyakigezi.
Mwaba ntugamba hakubaje mutandise ebintu ebyo mumanye ngo entunguka nebasa kubaho konka obworo nibugumaho shombona nimbashaba tani ndi benye muri abana bato nimbashaba ngo musimuke muri message ya NRM.
Museveni has also called for support towards the agitation for free education for all.
Ito tantwenda ngo kushaba sente mu mashuri ga government kurijeho
To Museveni, an educated community builds a better nation.
Abana bashomere busha bagujuka nibeja kuyambi hanga lyona nabo nibeyamba kandi bayamba n'abana ababagaiga yanga ndetebekana.
This public engagement makes the end of the 3 days visit by the head of state in Kigezi sub-region, although he will hold the regional media engagement on the Saturday, 15th February 2025. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Thank you, Robert Onyango. In more stories, the legal team representing Kano, Dr. Kizza Besigye, in the case of incitement to violence, has petitioned Buganda Road Magistrate Court, presided over by Magistrate Winnie Nanja Jatiko, to issue an order compelling his release from Luzira prison. Take a look.
Forum for Democratic Change Theviasts and friends frogged Buganda Road Chief Magistrate's Court in Kampala to witness the appearance of Dr. Kano Kizza Besigye, who is on charges of inciting violence. Besigye's legal team, led by Elias Lukwago, informed the court about the deteriorating health of the accused and the violation of his rights since he was detained. They added that they couldn't see any reason for the continued detention of the accused without a valid remand warrant, which they claimed violated the fundamental rights of the accused.
The spirit of Article 23 is very clear. Why one should be admitted to bail is to enjoy their liberties. So now Dr. Besigye's liberty is curtailed unjustifiably and illegally. So it's the reason we brought to the attention of this honorable court that their orders they gave admitting Dr. Besigye to bail have been rendered illusory.
They also raised concern about the prohibition of access of the accused by his relatives, including his personal doctors while in prison.
Access to your personal physician, it's also guaranteed under the Constitution. Right now, Dr. Besigye is in the hands of prisons authorities who have no capacity to take care of his life. Those doctors in Luzira cannot manage his life. And it's a right guaranteed under the Constitution. For heaven's sake, one wouldn't want to try a dead person because practically it's impossible.
As a result, they requested court to order the immediate release of Dr. Kano Kizza Besigye. However, the prosecution objected to the application, stating that the court lacked jurisdiction and that Dr. Kizza Besigye was already on bail in the case pending before this court.
Your Honor, unless my land colleague had brought a separate application, because the remand of A1, his incarceration in Luzira, has no connection with this case in court. Therefore, applications cannot arise from this case and prayers made for his immediate release when in this matter is already on bail.
Prosecutor Alan Muchunguzi further dismissed the claims that the Supreme Court had ordered the release of the accused following a ban on him being tried in the general court martial.
The Supreme Court was very clear that the trials would be transferred. The judgment didn't state that the trials are stopped and people should be released. That is a fallacy. There is no such judgment. So, you know, he is in prison legally until the case files are transferred to a civil court.
The prosecution urged the court to dismiss the application. Buganda Road Magistrate Winnie Nanja Jatiko scheduled the ruling for 20th February 2025. Kampala Lord Mayor, who is one of Dr. Kano Kizza Besigye's lawyer, emphasized the deteriorating health of Dr. Kizza Besigye. Retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye and Samuel Lubega Mukaku are facing charges of incitement of violence. Prosecution alleges that the offences occurred in Chikubo area of Kampala, where the two were arrested while expressing concern over the rising prices of commodities in the country. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansuga, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Deborah Namamonde, for the updates on the Kano Kizza Besigye. Now, in more stories, Kampala Capital City Authority has procured 230 acres of land in Buyala, Mpejiwakiso district for establishment of a proposed waste management facility. The Executive Director, Sharifa Buseki, emphasized that this land is for establishment of modern waste management facility. This contract signing marks a significant milestone in KCCA's efforts to effectively respond to the urgent need for solid waste management in the city following the collapse of the Chitezi landfill.
This is a very big milestone because we now have where we call home for waste for Kampala. As a city, we generate approximately over 2,500 metric tons of waste on a daily basis. 230 acres of land at a unit cost of 70 million per acre. The distance from Kampala to that land was favorable because it is around 23 kilometers, so it impacts on the turnaround time in terms of dumping this waste. There's less traffic jam compared to other places, and the community was very receptive. As KCCA, are very committed to transforming waste management in the country through modern sustainable solutions that blend with the current good practices globally. We are no longer going to do traditional dumping the way we know it. We are going to manage waste, and our management solutions are going to resonate to the current times.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Abantu bebuloba mwena olwako olwaleero tuli wamwe wano ku St. Paul Kindergarten nga tukuze kukola ki tuze kuwa muzadde waffe eyawangudde school fees za mwaka mulamba. Kyeyakoze jokajoka yasasuza school fees we n'akozesa school pay bw'atyo n'awangula.
Nasooka kwogera amannya ga mwana mulala ngenda okuwulira ng'asiriikiridde. Nembuuza tiwakinzizeemu si kituufu ne mugamba nyinawo abaana babiri kyava mbuuza omulala y'ani ne mubuulira amannya ge n'angamba oyo oli muwanguzi waffe ne MTN Momo wawangudde school fees gwe muwanguzi wa wiiki eno.
Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor. Government of Uganda presents Post Buses in Uganda, operated by Posta Uganda. We specialize in professional transport, courier and vehicle hire services across Uganda. Our routes include Kampala Masaka Mbarara Kabale Chisoro, Kampala Mukono Jinja Mbale via Tirinyi Road Soroti Lira, and Kampala Luwero Kamudini Gulu Kitgum. Our main offices are located at the Post Office Head Office on Kampala Road, with booking services available at counters 23 and 24 at the General Post Office. You can also book at designated district post offices along our routes. For inquiries or bookings, please contact us on 0751 684 184. Posta Uganda. We deliver trust.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. We continue with UBC News Tonight, and of course today the Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources and Environment has requested an additional 60 billion Ugandan shillings to enhance the operation and service delivery of the Namamve thermal power plant. The plant plays a vital role in ensuring energy security for Uganda, especially in emergencies, and supports the country's sustainable development by providing a reliable electricity supply. Despite its positive impact on national development, the plant faces several operational challenges, primarily due to insufficient funding.
Located in Namamve Mukono district, the Namamve thermal power plant is home to Uganda Electricity Generation Company Limited, UEGCL. The plant contributes 50.1 megawatts of power to the national grid, playing a key role in Uganda's electricity supply. In an effort to ensure the long-term sustainability of electricity generation in the country, the Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources and Environment has been visiting power plants across Uganda. After their visit to the Isimba Dam in Kayunga earlier this week, the committee also toured UEGCL's Namamve thermal power plant. The Namamve thermal power plant serves as an emergency energy backup, providing vital power during critical situations and supports Uganda's industrialization efforts.
This one comes in handy. Why? Because the thermal power plant, the generators, are quick. Once you have been able to get an outage, it's easy to turn them on and it's easy to immediately evacuate and mitigate the problem that could result into a shutdown.
Namamve is a very critical plant in the energy mix of the country because it is an emergency plant. Whenever there is an emergency, there has been a lot of vandalism in the network.
However, the plant faces operational challenges, where out of the 7 units at the plant, only 5 are currently operational. Dr. Engineer Harrison Mutikanga, CEO of UEGCL, stated that this issue is affecting service delivery.
The other remaining 5 units, also they are approaching their maximum run hours, and we also need funding to make sure that they are maintained very well so that the plant can continue running.
Although Parliament previously approved a supplementary budget of 9.6 billion shillings to address some of these challenges, the funds were never released. As a result, UEGCL is now requesting for an increased supplementary budget of 60 billion shillings to properly revamp and upgrade the plant.
Government used to provide a subsidy to Jacobson so that they can be able to carry out some of the major maintenance. And since we came, we have not received that subsidy from government, and that really has affected the health of the plant.
We as a committee look for resources from the resource envelope so as to provide for the needed funds to revitalize the 2 units that have been shut down so that they can come back to life, but also to ensure that the other 5 units are maintained in full operational condition.
Led by Sorority City East MP Habati Ariko, committee members commended UEGCL for its ongoing efforts in maintaining a stable power supply and pledged their full support for the company's funding request.
The requests are genuine, according to me. You can see by the time we took over as government, most of the parts were already either desolate or in need of upgrade like any normal working machine.
These machines depreciate. You cannot blame these people. There's a depreciation, so I want members, let us support this and make sure that they receive their money.
The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development was represented by Engineer Emmanuel Soboga during the visit.
Honorable members, you may wish to note that despite having thermal power plants in our generation mix, Uganda still operates a clean grid, largely hydro. Only 100 megawatts of the current installed capacity of the 2,051 megawatts comes from thermal power plants, to which Namavi contributes 50 megawatts.
Following the oversight visits to various electricity generation plants, the Natural Resources Committee will soon table a comprehensive report before Parliament, outlining their findings and addressing the challenges identified. Rebecca Nantongo, Gloria Gutarinji, UBC News.
The Intergovernmental Authority on Development, through its Regional Pandemic Preparedness and Response Project, has provided indicative financial support of close to over 14.4 billion Ugandan shillings to the Ministry of Health in response to the Mpox Ebola diseases. The financial support is aimed at strengthening surveillance, laboratory capacity, and workforce development and coordination mechanisms.
The Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, through its Regional Pandemic Preparedness and Response Prepare project, has boosted Uganda with financial support of 14.4 billion shillings in the fight and management of Mpox and Ebola. The IGAD prepared team met the top management of the Ministry of Health to forge a way towards eliminating the deadly diseases in the country. Dr. Jane Ruther Cheng, the Minister for Health, noted that the financial support will boost and strengthen surveillance, laboratory capacity, workforce development and coordination mechanisms.
IGAD has been supporting Uganda, especially on cross-border issues during pandemics, and also supporting refugees, knowing very well that Uganda hosts a large number of refugees. And to date, we have nearly 1.8 million refugees in Uganda. So we want to say a big thank you to IGAD. I also want in a special way to appreciate IGAD for coming in a timely manner to support Uganda to respond to the current outbreaks of Mpox, Ebola, and many others that may come thereafter. Their timely response and flexibility in reprogramming and mobilizing resources, over $4 million to support Uganda's response, is deeply appreciated.
As there is flexibility in doing this project, and IGAD has discussed the flexibilities with the government of Uganda, it is important that we also focus on areas that we don't have to repeat with the next outbreak, and that is strengthening the resilience of our systems and the different components of our health system. So if that is done, then we don't have to repeat some investments as we continue to have other disease outbreaks.
IGAD Chief of Staff and Interim Director for Health, Mubarak Mobuya, noted that with comprehensive response plan, the project will effectively respond in a timely manner to save lives through a robust emergency and preparedness response system.
Benefiting from the support that has been put to our disposal by the World Bank through the Trust Fund for pandemics, through the program we call PREPARE, which is pandemic preparedness and response, we've been able to mobilize up to $4 million to support the pandemic in the region, particularly starting with Uganda, where many cases have been reported. It's not lost on us that people are dying. It's not lost on us that the risk of this pandemic spreading is high if not arrested. Therefore, we are happy to be here to support all the national efforts that are geared towards arresting this problem before it goes beyond the borders of Uganda. We are aware it has already crossed into Kenya and also South Sudan.
The resources are part of the committed $8.3 million allocated to support IGAD member states that are heavily impacted and grappling with the effects of Mpox disease to reinforce member states' capacity to respond to current outbreaks and those in the future. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Zahra. Now, all is set to celebrate the 48th former Archbishop Janan Lomo Day in Kitgum, Mutwini. According to Bishop of Kitgum Diocese Wilson Kitara, over 10,000 faithfuls are expected to attend the celebrations with President Museveni as the chief guest and the Archbishop of Church of Uganda, Right Reverend Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, as the main celebrant. Janan Lomo was an Archbishop of Church of Uganda between 1974 to 1977 and was believed to have been killed by then the government under Idi Amin Dada.
Over 10,000 congregation will be in that day. Over 10,000 people. That's what I mean. They are going to be for this celebration. That is maybe even maybe a lower number, but as usual you see at times even 15,000, and we expect very many people coming. The occasion has already started with some other activities. The food pilgrims, we have two groups. One group started from Namirebe Cathedral from Kampala, who walked up to Mutwini, and some of them remain and join a bigger more group from St. Philip Cathedral, Bulu, Diocese of Northern Uganda. And as I speak now, they are already arriving in Kitgum town. And then tomorrow, they will be going now to the site of the grave where St. Ganani Luwum has been buried in Wigweng, Mutwini. All these functions happens because of the love and the legacy and the importance of this day. I want us also to know that among the dignitaries who are coming, we are also going to have cultural leaders who is going to be led by the paramount chief of Acholi, Ruot David Onem Achana II. We are also expecting other religious groups like the bishops and the Archbishop of Gulu Archdiocese, the Most Reverend Wahorach, and then other bishops, like we have invited the Bishop of Arua, the elected Bishop of Nebi, Lira, Potido, Moroto. These are from the Roman Catholic spiritual leaders. We have also invited the Islamic Fraternity and then other religious groups. We have also invited them. These are the categories of people who are going to be in twinning. Other event is going to be a football match to commemorate this day, which is going to be tomorrow. There are football team from Gulu and football team from Kitgum.
It's February 14th, and across the world, millions are marking Valentine's Day, a holiday historically rooted in the Roman festival of Lupercalia and later linked to Saint Valentine, a Christian martyr. Over time, it has transformed from a religious observance into a global commercial event, with businesses capitalizing on the celebration of love. Sandra Kahunde reports.
Here in Kampala, the sentiment around the day is mixed. While some embrace it wholeheartedly, others feel its significance has waned. On the streets of downtown Kampala, we spoke to people about their thoughts on Valentine's Day.
Today's Valentine is for taking your friend or lover out, but not your housewife.
Some lament the commercialization of love, arguing that the day has lost its true meaning. Others express disappointment, saying they cannot partake in the celebrations due to a lack of romantic partner.
I just gave up on love. It's now a give and take thing.
I just have friends, I have family, I don't have a boy, I don't have a man.
Despite these differing opinions, for businesses, Valentine's Day remains a major economic driver. The flower industry sees a surge in demand, with vendors in Kampala reporting increased sales. Gift shops, restaurants and hospitality businesses also gear up for what is, for them, a peak sales period. Local florists say the demand for roses, often seen as the symbol of love, spikes with prices adjusting to meet the market trends. Whether a day of love, loneliness or financial strain, Valentine's Day continues to shape both emotions and economies.
The Executive Director of the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, Rosemary Chisembo, has officiated 3 civil marriage ceremonies at a ceremony held at the NIRA head offices at Kololo Airstrip.
The Executive Director of the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA in Uganda, Rosemary Chisembo, has presided over the oath-taking of 3 couples who legally wedded on this Valentine's Day.
And by the subsequent attestation of that taking, by signing your names to the effect, you become legally married to each other. Although no other rite or civil or religious nature shall take place, and that this marriage cannot be dissolved during your lifetime except by a valid judgment of divorce, and if either of you, before the death of the other, shall contract another marriage.
Rosemary Chisembo is the Registrar General of Marriages in NIRA. This marks NIRA's first official civil marriage officiation since Parliament passed the marriage bill on October 3, 2024. Previously, civil marriages were handled by the Uganda Registration Services Bureau.
Marriages as the institution that has newly been established in law to celebrate or to implement the Marriage Act. Today we have celebrated a total of 12 weddings, 3 here at Kololo and 9 at the URSB office, where we have a marriage office as well. I want to take this opportunity to ask you, is your marriage registered? Is your marriage known in law?
The National Identification and Registration Authority aims to create awareness that all marriages, whether religious, customary or civil, must be registered to ensure legality and prevent domestic disputes.
The Registrar of Marriages for Kampala District is the ED.
appointed by law to be the registrar of marriages for Kampala. So when you go to the districts, then you go to the CAO, the Chief Administrative Officer. You fill out this form. This form, after filling it, it's accompanied by other things that speak about you. The affidavits I talked about that speak about your status and also your ID so we can identify you. They are supposed to run for 21 days on a notice board in a conspicuous place, such that whoever has an issue can raise it.
Couples have been advised to register their marriages with the National Identification and Registration Authority to safeguard their legal rights and avoid complications. They were also reminded to uphold their vows until death or legal divorce to prevent the crime of bigamy.
The most important aspect is forgotten, the registration of the marriage. The cost of registration is 35,000 shillings. I want to take this opportunity on this day of love to ask your spouse, to ask your church or the place of worship or the mosque or wherever you were married, is our marriage registered? The risk of an unregistered marriage is that a person, if not upright, may participate or engage in another marriage.
The couples have been warned against cohabiting without legal marriage registration, as this could lead to imprisonment or loss of property in case of separation.
Wow, I feel loved, not only by the people but also by the universe, because this is a loving day and everyone is celebrating love, you know. So I feel blessed to be wedded on Valentine's Day.
Not expensive. So it's within our budget.
Charity Nahabwe, UBC News.
Lillian! Lily flower!
A small seed.
The cedar bus of beauty, the power bank of my heart, the sugar of my milk tea.
I'm glad you're here. Today buy for us some chicken.
No problem. You can eat whatever you want. I had already ordered. How much?
122.
122? Now, what if I take this one and this one? And can I also borrow this one? How much now?
When your money is not enough, don't hassle. We're sorting it with MTN Momo. Use the Momo app or dial *165 *5# to add call with Momo Advance and pay.
What's your plan for Valentine's? And no, don't say the farm stuff.
All right, but just hear me out. What if I told you that I can grow you something better than roses?
Better than roses? Okay, I want to hear this. You're actually making Valentine's a farming expo.
No, I'm turning it into our future.
Oh, thank you. But this, I agree. Love.
Agree, love.
This Valentine's, forget the cliches. Grow something real at the Harvest Money Expo, February 14th to 16th at Nambole Stadium. Learn innovative ways to boost your produce, adopt more efficient methods and gain access to new markets. Tickets are just 10,000 shillings per day, with training sessions also at 10,000 shillings each.
Welcome back to UBC News Tonight. In our business stories, leaders in Lira District and City have accused certain members of the police force of enabling land grabbing and the illegal eviction of residents holding leasehold titles to government land. These concerns were raised during a visit by the State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, who was in the district to address land disputes in line with the presidential directive. Take a look.
Lira district and city leaders have accused certain members of the police force of enabling land grabbing and illegal eviction of residents holding leasehold titles to government land. During a meeting with residents at Wacha Road in Lira City, local leaders highlighted that some police officers were complicit in the illegal seizure of government land. Otuke East Member of Parliament Julius Achon, who was recently jailed over similar issues, shared his experience. Other leaders, including Lira District LC5 Chairman RCM Okelo Orik, attended the meeting and expressed frustration over the division between the city and district authorities caused by the city's expansion.
If it's being taxed, then I beg him to be answerable. Because we are following the law. We are following the law. But the property which is under the government, Honorable Minister, it needs a very serious negotiation.
Lira District Land Board Chairman Chankoma Paul revealed that land allocated for police facilities, including the Lira City West Police Headquarters, and housing for officers had been unlawfully seized.
After resolving and all satisfying the egos of the police, I thought they should have been grateful enough. I understand up to date, they are still preventing people from utilizing their lands.
Minister Mayanja instructed the anti-corruption unit to investigate former Lira Regional Police Commander Alan Mukuzire, accused of harassment and illegal evictions.
Those involving land, other administration, and other issues as raised by the chairman, please take them on board immediately. And I want that, if possible, the first meeting be held next week, so that we resolve it. It is one government.
He also ordered the immediate return of evicted residents to their land. Earlier, the minister visited the contested land occupied by the Lira City West Police Headquarters. Charity Marion Imnat and Jamil Sekaja for UBC.
The Uganda Cancer Society is intensifying its call for higher tobacco taxes, highlighting this as a critical strategy to improve both health and economic outcomes in Uganda. This advocacy was emphasized during our community dialogue held in Kimombasa, Bwaise.
He is pushing for an increase in tobacco taxes to reduce smoking rates and curb the rising number of cancer cases linked to tobacco consumption. The group urges that higher taxes would discourage young people from starting to smoke, reduce the overall number of smokers, and generate much-needed funding for cancer treatment and prevention programs. According to their latest report, tobacco use remains one of the leading causes of preventable cancer in Uganda.
I've come to this community basically to look at the tobacco umbrella as far as tobacco policy is concerned, the implications of tobacco use on both the health and the economic implications and the individual lives of the people that live in this community.
Kabasinga Fiona explains the healthy dangers and impacts of tobacco use, urging the public to be more mindful of its consumption.
Should the society or the government or parents or teachers do? Let's keep talking to our people, what they call awareness. Let us not stop talking.
Even for us that have little children, the games that they take part in, we need to know, because they usually entice them, they dare them to do things. We dare you to, taste a cigarette and come back and tell us, and they'll start looking for these things. So we need.
Brenda Nandutu, a programs officer for the Uganda Cancer Society, elaborated that increasing the tobacco tax could have a direct and positive impact on the public health.
Specific, we are looking to increase the tax that is levied on the cigarettes. We can reduce the affordability for these cigarettes and reduce the consumption, thereby, of course, allowing for a healthier population, reducing the young people who are starting to smoke, and maybe the ones who are already smoking, reducing the amount that they are smoking.
The dialogue brought together local residents, health care professionals, policy makers and advocacy groups to discuss the health and economic implications of tobacco use in Uganda. The key message from the Uganda Cancer Society is that higher tobacco taxation could help reduce smoking rates, prevent disease and generate critical funding for cancer care and healthy services. Sharon Kyomugisha reporting for UBC.
Uganda Funeral Services, together with the family of the late Okello Dennis Dioma, would like to express their heartfelt appreciation to the Centenary Bank fraternity, relatives, friends and in-laws for the overwhelming support during the time of the loss of our beloved son. The compassion, solidarity, empathy and understanding deeply touched our hearts and helped us find moments of strength and comfort amidst our sorrow. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
That brings us to the end of UBC News Night. Thank you so much for watching. Do join me later on at 10 p.m. for more news coming your way. I will let you join Jordan Lukoma, who is hosting some guests from the National Water to lead us and tell us more about the 22nd AFSWA.
Yes, thank you so much, Sharon. Uganda is hosting the Africa Water and Sanitation International Congress and Exhibition 2025. That is the AFWASA. So we are hosting it as Uganda, and we have this gentleman and lady in the water industry on the African continent to tell us about this particular conference and what exactly it entails. It brings, I think, together the water industry on the African continent, something like that. They'll throw more light. Thank you so much, Sharon. To you watching us, my name is Michael Jordan Lukumwa. Just like Sharon said, we are going to have a discussion with from the National Water and Sewerage Corporation, but about the 22nd African Water and Sanitation International Congress and Exhibition of 2025. It is briefed as AFWASA, ICE 2025. They're running it on the theme, Water and Sanitation for All, a Secure Future for Africa. Over 1,000 delegates and exhibitors from over 40 countries are gathered in Munyonyo, Kampala to discuss access to water and sanitation. The Congress boasts a rich 5-day program of over 80 sessions, including plenary sessions, CEO forum, technical program, roundtable and exchange sessions, innovations forum, among other activities. And we're going to get more information to do with all that from the gentleman and lady I have. As we move, some other person will join us, because what we want is for the whole country, the whole of Africa, to get the information that is pertaining to this Congress. Join me, welcome Mr. Lutaya, Engineer Lutaya Mahmoud. He's the General Manager, Kampala Water, also President, Strategic and Technical Council of the AFWASA. You're most welcome, sir.
Thank you, and good evening, viewers.
Then we have Mr. Olivier Gosso, the Executive Director, Africa Water and Sanitation Association, that is AFWASA. You're most welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And as they say, ladies first. I do it deliberately to have ladies last. More so today being Valentine's Day. Join me, welcome Miss Geraldine Mpoma. Am I right to say Miss, or it should be Mrs.? Mrs. My apologies. Mrs. Mpoma Geraldine, the Communications Director of Cameroon Water. So the two of you are guests in Uganda. Let me take this chance also to welcome you in Uganda. What kind of a feel have you had in the country? In just a second. Let me start with you, Olivier.
For me, I know Uganda is not my first time.
Okay.
I think it's a very nice country, and it's a pleasure to be here.
How about Geraldine?
My first time.
Okay.
I've been here, maybe it's the 5th time. So I'm
looking of applying for citizenship.
Wow. You're most welcome.
No, I feel very well welcomed. I'm comfortable. I'm happy.
Okay, I'll talk to the local council where I stay that you get this, the residency there.
Okay.
Let me start with you, Mr. Olivier.
Yes.
First things first, when we talk of AFWASA, the African Water and Sanitation, what exactly is it about? I want somebody watching us to move with us on the same page. Let's start from there. What is it about?
Okay, thank you. I think before I want to thank UBC TV for the opportunity for AFWASA to explain what we can, what we do. And you know what water is life, and sanitation is dignity. So when you speak about AFWASA, is a platform of many countries, many utility, platform to discuss, to improve the performance of utility, of actor of the different sector. So you speak about AFWASA is an association we have about 15 years. 50 years is very important, and we have about 23 countries in Africa is we will be member. So we try to improve the performance of every member. It's the main thing we have in AFWASA.
Okay, as the executive director, tell us about the Congress and the activities. You may not talk about the chapter that is taking place in Uganda, but generally, what does it entail wherever it has been, all the times you have held it?
It's the 22 edition of Congress in Kampala, and during the Congress we have many things. The main thing is to discuss about it's the water. Water is important. We have people, we don't have water, we don't have service of sanitation. It's important to find a solution to discuss between everybody. We have water and sanitation services. It's very important for us.
Okay. Geraldine, what are the challenges of the Africa water and sanitation sector?
Thank you for your questions. The challenges are many. I would say the first one is universal access to water and to sanitation services. We know that till now, as we are going towards the evaluation of SDG 6, universal access to water and sanitation for all, most of African countries will not reach that goal. We know it for sure. So access to universal water and basic sanitation services are challenges. Then as utilities, we face also a lot of challenges. You know, utilities have their part to play, an important role to play for Africa to get to water and sanitation, and building infrastructures, operating our networks to bring water to people. These are challenges. Sustainable management of water resources. We speak of climate change and all those things. There are challenges. Financing, to have infrastructure, we need to have money, funds. It's a challenge. Then there are many other challenges. I think the Congress will give us an opportunity to discuss that into details. What we need to do more and better to make sure that our utility are viable, and also how we bring our services to most of African people, citizens in our continent.
We are a continent with a number of big water bodies surrounded by oceans. You talk of Lake Victoria, so many of them. Why do we have those challenges persistent, even with these God-given kind of features?
To bring water to people we need to have, that's what I was saying, infrastructures, technology, and these are things that will